Oleksandr Chalapchiy is a 29-year-old Ukrainian armed forces veteran who was injured in 2014 in the Donetsk region. Now he's going to Sydney to participate in the Invictus Games in road cycling, athletics, and indoor rowing.
Oleksandr Chalapchiy tried riding a handbike for the first time a year ago. Over the course of one evening, he figured out how to control it, and as soon as that was mastered, he took part in the 42-kilometer US Marine Corps marathon.
It is, of course, much harder than using your legs. You rely on your shoulders. Your legs are more trained since we walk all the time, and our arms just don't get as much action. When I reached the speed of 17 kilometers an hour, I was ready to drop.
Now Oleksandr can accelerate almost up to 40 kilometers per hour. He is determined to beat the results of the winners of last year's Invictus Games in Toronto, since there is no one who can compete with him in Ukraine.
We really don't have the conditions for training. The stadium I use is all littered with potholes and is overgrown with weeds.
From his home village in the Kirovograd region, Oleksandr volunteered to go to the front line back in 2014 and came back a few months later.
For a while, people couldn't get used to the fact that I was walking on prosthetic legs. Only 10% of people with amputations like this walk using prosthetics.
A 120mm mine exploded near the checkpoint, which residents of nearby occupied villages would pass daily to get groceries and medication.
It was not my shift in the first place. Mine ended at 5 in the morning, but I decided to let the guys sleep in a bit more. We had a safety corridor, and I was told that there was some movement. We went to meet people, but the occupiers, even in this, acted abhorrently. They baited us. It was an ambush.
Oleksandr had to learn how to walk again. The pain and thousands of falls didn't deter him.
I have 2 kids, and I have to get them on their feet first. No one is going to love them like I do. I want to look worthy in everything, even while standing on prosthetics and walking like people usually walk. It's a motivation, and I'm stubborn.
Oleksandr Chalapchiy will represent Ukraine at the Invictus Games in road cycling for the first time. He says that he decided to compete for a place at the Invictus Games to set an example for other soldiers.
Young men who lose their arms and legs often get depressed. We show that life does not end there. Who knew we would have phones like this? It'll be the same with our legs one day. You just press a button and run.
Apart from his sporting achievements, Oleksandr has succeeded in business. He produces food for cattle and repairs agricultural equipment. He also plans to open a solar power station and dreams that his contribution will help change the country.
I have arguments and discussions with many people. What have you done for this country to want to live better in it?